What's up, what's up? It's Tom Solo. I'm coming at you with comic book reviews for books released on June 7th, 2017. And I got some good ones today.
Love or hate it. Lenticular. All the comics we buy. Lenticular. Put us side by side. Brick by brick. We built these channels and we're proud of it. Our nerd life ain't putting nothing up but lenticular. All the comics we buy. Lenticular. Put us side by side. Brick by brick. We built these channels and we're proud of it. Our nerd life ain't putting nothing above it. New comic book Wednesday, you know where
it's from Jonathan Luna and Sarah Vaughn, called Eternal Empire. And Eternal Empire so far has had 2 issues, and this is the one that came out today, issue 2. So what it kind of an overall story is, it's a fantasy story. There are dragons. It's about a sun god in a alien planet, or some fantasy world where they worship gods, and it's a lot like Egypt's slave times. In the first book, we have one of those lowly people in society, and this is our main character that you feel throughout the whole entire thing. She escapes her slave life to run away, and she gets into this open field, and she sees this guy. So right away, at the end of your first issue, you get this. And so that was kind of enough, because you had this story that was all about her, and then you got this, and you're like, okay, who's that? So I'm going to continue on, and I bought issue 2. So issue 2 has that guy on the cover. And then you find out that he is also the main character. This book tells almost the exact same story as this one, except through his eyes. So he's in a different village, still the same village that worships this sun god, and something happens where a rope that he's working on breaks, and he gets punished for it. It's completely unfair. He escapes, gets caught, has to take some guy out, ends up finally getting away, and it is kind of like a good one-issue story of an escape comic. But the coolest part about this is this book ends, you think, right where that other one ends, right? You get the whoosh, and then boom. Now you see her instead of you seeing him before, and now you realize that they both don't know what's going on. In the first one, you think he's the bad guy, but now you realize what happens was, when these 2 main characters meet, they both have some sort of firepower, where they have this fire on their hands. They get through it in this issue, and then the people that are chasing them down from their villages come to kill them. But then as this one leaves you with this image, I mean, spoiler, like on All Might, but I'm not giving you guys warnings. Here is this. You see that they use their fire to make 2 swords, so now they're probably going to just freaking kill all these people, with their sword. So overall, this is, a good story, a standard story. I wouldn't say it's anything out of the ordinary. If you know anything about the Jonathan Luna or the Luna brothers, it's a very minimalist approach to storytelling. The art, they do not give you a whole bunch. You can tell that it's drawn on a computer. The colors are very, just normal. And this is like pure storytelling. So instead of getting a lot of flair, you get no flair, and you just get pure story. So when you jump into a Luna Brothers story, you have to know that that's what it's going to be. The first one I ever read was The Sword, which was a great series from them. I definitely think you should check them out. But that was from the Luna Brothers. This is Jonathan Luna and Sarah Vaughn, and they did that Alex and Ida, which I didn't pick up. So if that was good, let me know. But I don't, so far I'm on board. I wouldn't say this is blowing me away at all, but it is definitely a solid comic book. And if you like good storytelling and trying different techniques and, but having a very straightforward approach to it all, I would definitely check out these books. Eternal Empire from Image Comics, and I give that 4 out of 6 beers. Issue 2. All right. So that brings me into my next book that I was actually kind of excited for. Darth Vader. #1. We get a new series from Marvel Disney of Darth Vader #1. We get this, cool kind of menacing cover, and it is a $4.99 book, but it's a #1. It's Darth Vader, so I'm going to jump on board. We waste pages right away, so a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. You know, that's great, but I don't know if I needed a whole page on that because I did pay $5 for this book. Oh, okay, great. You know, Star Wars, you know, the full thing, I get it. It's supposed to be impactful, thank you. But you did just waste 2 more pages right in this story I paid $5 for. Oh, one more full one, full of context of what everybody already knows, because this comic starts at the end of Attack of the Clones. Darth Sidious is picking up Anakin. He is putting the suit on him so he stays alive, and now Anakin is waking up, learning that he doesn't have Padme, he doesn't... you know, things are changed. He has to wear this suit. He says that he tells Darth Sidious that it's acceptable, and we get him saying no. And I don't know if this is some sort of fucking joke or something, or because, you know, they added no later in that one scene in Empire Strikes Back. But I don't know. Or is this what happens in Attack of the Clones? I don't know. I can't remember. But I mean, right off the bat, I wasn't that impressed. But then we do get some good stuff, because we get Darth Sidious, you know, or the Emperor, talking to Vader and kind of telling him, hey, you need to be a Sith now, and you need to accept that Padme's gone, and she did give you a gift. She gave you the gift of sorrow or sadness or something like that. And how are you going to take it? What was it? She has given you a gift. Pain, excuse me. That was the gift. So he says, she has given you a gift. Pain. Are you going to use it? So then he's kind of on board, and he's liking everything he's saying. For some reason, then Sidious just like hits him with all his power. I didn't really know. It seemed like this was filler in between here. But anyway, it turns out that the Emperor wants Darth Vader to learn the ways of the dark side and go out on his own. And so he says that he needs to bring back a lightsaber from a Jedi, even though almost all the Jedi are wiped out. He needs to find one, kill him, and bring the lightsaber back. He knows it's going to be hard, but it's how he's going to find his way to be a true Sith. And so Darth Vader, you know, gets kicked out from the Emperor, goes out like the back door. It's in some sand world, and the Emperor's like, well, I had a ship here for you, but someone must have stole it. It's gone. You'll figure it out. Door shut. Vader's standing there like doesn't know what to do, but continues on. So he goes and finds the people that stole his ship. Yada, yada, yada. He kills them all. And we get the very end. And I gotta say that this end, it jumped out at me way too quickly, because I thought this was a $5 book. I thought it was going to be extra long. And then so it ends here. You get this cool scene of him, you know, killing him, but then it's like, I want to know what happens next. And I didn't want to pay another $4 just to find out. I would have liked to have a more complete story. Then we get another full page worth of credits, because you know they love them. And, oh, there is a bunch more content, but it's with another backup story that's like a little comedy. So this is from Chris... Alopoulos and Jordi Belair. Chris Alopoulos is the, you know, renowned letterer for tons of books at Marvel. So they let him cartoon his own stuff. He's done cartooning in the past, I know that, but it's this story that's really cute about the droid that drags out the bodies out of Vader's office after, you know, he chokes them out. And then in the end, Vader tells him that he's the nicest, or you are the only thing that listens to me, or that can accept, you know, listens to the orders you were given. And then he freaking bumps into his leg, and then Vader steps on him. End of story. So then that's like another 6 pages. So I ended up kind of liking that last part more than the first one, but not that I wanted to pay for it. Like, I would have liked it if I read it on online. Or on like a comic book look Facebook, somebody posted this, and then you'd read it real quick and have a laugh. I think it was garbage back material, and I think that this should have been longer. You have all of these full pages that you wasted, that you are printing, that you could have taken this story and done something well. And then, you know, this story, it's written by people who do good comics. Charles Soule, and pencils by Gillespie, Camuncoli. Great artist, great writer. Writing, kind of pretty good, I would say. Art though, while it's awesome art, it doesn't fit this book. This is Darth Vader. I don't want something that is kind of like this almost cartoon-esque. It's not cartoon, but like there's scenes like this image of Vader's helmet, you know, it really elicits something that's not scary. And so Darth Vader #1, I'm sorry, I give you 2 out of 6 beers. I was very disappointed with this wasting $5 on this. I will not be picking up the next one until it goes to the dollar wall. Thank you, Rainbow Comics, for doing that. And so that brings me to the last book that I'm going to review, and it's All New Guardians of the Galaxy #3. I know I reviewed #2, but I just wanted to talk about this book because it really did hit me well, or it really did stick with me today. So, a little backstory. This is Jerry Dugan and Aaron Cooder have been on art and writing here, and this one is Jerry Dugan and Fraser Irving. I'm a huge Fraser Irving fan. So at the end of this one, they are at the whims, or they are in the collector's hand, and he could do whatever the hell he wants with them. So I'm going, oh man, I can't wait for 3 to find out what happens with the collector. How do they get out of this one? Is the store, gonna, make some deal? Blah blah blah. But then you get this one and you see Fraser Irving, and then I'm going, well, I love Fraser Irving. I really do. He's done some series in the past that were upper echelon of some of the best comics ever. He has a very stylish very stylish art style that method of doing it, where it is multimedia plus detailed drawing plus whimsical fluffy stuff, and so I didn't know how that was going to fit in, and so I'm excited to see what happens from the collector. And then I open the page and then I see that it's Fraser Irving, and I'm going, oh, what's that? I look back at the cover, has nothing to do with the collector, just Gamora with some dead bodies. Well, okay, I don't know how that's going to work. Maybe he just likes Gamora. And then we open it up and we get a series of full page art the whole entire time. It's this really, out there story and backstory of Gamora's whole backstory. So after I read this, I know so much about Gamora, where she came from, how she got stuck in the Soul Stone, which is, an infinity gem. And then it just kind of tells her whole backstory. You end up learning that this part takes place inside the Infinity Gym when she was in there. And spoiler, this old lady that she talks to the whole time is actually her, because this Soul Stone steals a piece of your soul that even if you get out later, you never actually leave. And she had to rip her own eyes out, and it's this really dark, weird fever dream about the Soul Stone and all this stuff, and it has nothing to do with way before. Jerry Dugan and Ollie Dugan, he does such good, comedy writing. He's a Deadpool guy. I assumed that this is where we're going to go. And then to see his writing chops flip a switch and then gives us this serious Gamora tale that is out of left field. And then it turns out that, you're really disoriented the whole time you're reading it, but in a great way. And then it gets to the end and it is just a dream. You feel who Gamora is and what she's going through. It is just a dream. You finally get some panels. She wakes up, and then Rocket's talking about the Galactus ship that they're making, so this does tie into the series, because this is actually a prequel to issue 1. This would take place before issue 1 when she had this dream. But what she says to Rocket is, we need to find that Soul Stone. So now that's going to start a new Gamora storyline in this series. I can't wait to get back to the collector, but now I want to also see how she's going to attack this situation. And then we also have the Groot situation. So now we have 3 really good storylines happening all at the exact same time in this book, and it's only 3 issues out. So now they're going to start weaving away. You got Baby Groot losing all his power because there's a planet of other Baby Groots. You have they're trapped by the collector, and you have Gamora needing to find the Soul Stone. So a lot of stuff going on. Taking a chance and putting out a comic like this is daring, especially when you're on a roll like that. But I totally think it's worth it. And one of the best things about this is it really shows how good Jerry Dugan is, because he knew Aaron Cooder couldn't go 3 in a row, so he had to use a guest artist. Very normal thing at Marvel. But what usually happens is they just take over the same story, and you're thrown out of it because everything looks a little different. This one, he knew he was having a guest artist. He got an all-star guest artist who's, kind of on the fringes of comic art. And then he tells a fever dream story utilizing these one-page, this one-page art all the way through. I mean, it's absolutely amazing, guys. So, big props to Jerry Duggan. Big props to Fraser Irving. Didn't see this coming, but absolutely love this. I give this another 6 out of 6 beers, leaving this series to be my favorite ongoing series right now, besides Saga, I should say, from the big two. And it's a Marvel book, so usually that goes to DC, and it's very fun to have this. So definitely excited. Well, guys, comics are good. You're good. Keep it comics.